What's up guys, it's Sorin here from Top Miniatures again with Cosmo,
Hello.
our painter, and today we are reviewing a very cool Adeptus Mechanicus Army with a couple of Space Marines and an Imperial Knight. So basically for this army we have to paint a very cool Imperial Knight, which had all the weapons magnetized by Cosmo here, and if you take a closer look at him you can see the very cool effects we've painted on him, which are the green glows, the weathering, and how did you make the effects on the barrels of the guns?
Well, to put it simply, I just made some blending combinations using very much water, so you could give it a more, let's say, very thin but very bright effect, as in burning metal. And I tried to use it as very thin as possible, so it would not be as seen as a color effect, but more as a shine effect. And it took me a while to get the master of it, but it turned out to be quite good.
Yeah, it's not a very hard effect to paint. You can use it. You can also paint it by using glazes or shades, very thin shades.
The glazes helped me a lot, though.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Knight?
Well, personally, the Knight is one of my favorite miniatures ever since I first discovered Top Miniatures. Well, of course, the first being the Tyranids personally for me. But the Knight, it was a very interesting miniature. It reminds me of, let's say, a robotic machine, forward weapons, forward, let's say, royal designs on it. And I really enjoyed its colors, its design. And it turned out to be quite well to make it easy for me to paint it.
Yeah, the highlights, the weathering, and all the magnetized weapons for him, so you can swap everything.
The magnetization at first was a little bit complicated for me because I had to make all the weapons and all his arsenal compatible with each other. But of course, it was one of the first miniatures I first started magnetizing, and it took me a little bit to get the skill on it.
Especially for a model this big, you have to use big and strong magnets. The arms for the Knight fall off continuously, and you really need to hold them.
Yes, and one of my personal details I made on this Knight is making its helmet from a paladin. Because it make him look more royal, more like a knight, but let's say a 50-foot knight.
Yeah.
And the glowing effects, and especially the rust effects, and the heated metal, they were all part of it, and I really enjoyed making them on the first try.
You can see the glow effects that really bring this model to life, and we also made these glow effects on the drop pods. So when the drop pods open, is that blue glowing effect from the center of it, and
like a core of energy.
Yeah, the core of energy and the light.
And as you can see over there, those tech priests.
There are some characters in this army, which is the Chief Librarian Tiburius, another Librarian Terminator Armor, and some more librarians and servitors. And our customer wanted us to paint them in a double color scheme, so half Mechanicus and half Ultramarines.
Yes, and on the lower side of the torso it had to be on opposite sides.
Yep.
But it was a little bit difficult because I had to use different highlights and different let's say blending effects on its specific color, not just on the same color on the same part of its body. And but it turned out to be very well.
Well, they are level 3 and they look very good, and they definitely fit in the army and in the overall theme for this army.
Personally, one of my favorites of all those 6 miniatures, one of my favorites is probably the Space Wolf Barbarian, because it gives it like a, let's say, a 30,000-year-old Viking or something like that. And I enjoyed making it like a Space Barbarian.
Well, what I like the most about the Space Marines and these bright colors is that they pop out on the battlefield. You know, the Imperial Guard uniforms are always camouflaged or in dark colors, so basically this is painted to protect them from by hiding them. So to protect them from the enemy by hiding them. And the principle behind this is that what the enemy cannot see, he cannot kill. And this is not the way of the Space Marines. A Space Marine's armor is bright and filled with heraldry that proclaims his devotion to his chapter, and their principle is basically that what the enemy can see, he will soon learn to fear, and that is very cool.
Yes, and that is probably one of the most idealistic quotes I ever heard from from a Space Marine in the Warhammer universe.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor.
Guys, I really hope you liked our review for this army. It was one of the most fun armies to paint, and
a challenging one.
Yes, and a challenging one. And until next time, I'll let you watch the showcase and see you next time. Bye bye.